What are the best ways to buy gold and silver?
Gold and silver. So they've had this historic run for both those metals. We talked about gold on one of the other shows and just why it's running, but the central banks are buying gold and selling dollars. Dollars down what across the board 10, 11% for the first time in I think 20 to 30 years.
Mm.
Central banks own more gold than dollars. There's a reason for these things. And so people want to buy it. So you can do it a lot of different ways. I think Costco is selling gold bars. I don't know if they still
Yeah,
are.
you can get gold.
Right.
You can buy Costco. You can just go to a lot. There's a lot of jewelry or stuff like that, or like
That's right. You can do coins, right? Because a lot of people do coins, because they have a minted value and you can collect them and such. And to me, that's fine for a hobby, but from pure investment standpoint, it's not super efficient. There's some danger of having them on hand, and maybe you got to keep them in a safe deposit box or whatever. In the investment world, you can use an exchange traded fund. Um, in this particular case, they're buying actual gold and actual silver. So the gold is a spider gold ETF. The symbol is GLD.
Mhm.
We own this in our portfolio now also. And so what happens with GLD is the Spider State Street in this case is a company that makes this. They have physical gold in vaults. And if you own the shares of that ETF, you own piece of that physical gold.
Mhm.
And so they have vaults. I think it's in London, New York, and Zurich. And they have this whole auditing outside agency that comes in and looks at the purity of the gold, makes sure that the right amount is on
Mhm.
hand. It gets audited every year. And so it's pretty cool. You directly own some gold. Now, you can't ask for it. You can't
Y-
go, hey,
Yeah,
send me my gold.
they
But you have shares.
yeah they actually do allow you to get it, but you have
Oh,
to be an authorized participant,
oh,
and you
yeah,
have to
yeah.
have 100,000 shares.
Ooh,
So
yeah.
it's not for your average Joe,
No,
unfortunately.
yeah, it's up for some big transfers. Yeah, so that I think it's actually one of the coolest things made inside of an ETF is this ability to own a physical precious metal that is stored in a vault. Now, silver is just stored in London, and the one that we use is an iShares silver ETF, and the ticker symbol is SLV.
Mhm.
Again, we have this in our portfolios also, and it's the same thing. You own a portion of physical silver, actual silver. The expense ratios on these are a little bit higher. Obviously the standard deviation is, I'm sorry, the risk or the vacillation of price can be, pretty extreme. So you got to keep this to a small component of your portfolio, in our opinion. And you were telling me the other day, and because I remember 2008, everything went down, including gold,
Yeah.
bonds, everything. And what we've discovered afterwards was that they had to pay off all these credit default swaps, which were basically insurance policies on top of mortgages. Mortgage failed, they had to pay them off. They had to sell everything, and
Yeah.
gold's just a storage of wealth. So if you need money, you're going to sell
You
whatever
s
you got
you
that's
sell the
worth something.
bonds, you sell the gold,
Yeah.
you sell the stocks, whatever you have available to sell.
But then 2000, we saw gold go up, or at
Yeah,
least hang in there. Yeah.
yeah, so it depending on what kind of downturn it is, gold can be something that kind of is a kind of a diversifier effect.
Yeah, I guess the hope would be that at least it's a delayed effect too, so that you have some chance to make some adjustments to it as the stock market's falling. If gold kind of hangs up there for a while before it falls, if it is going to fall. The weird part is that this particular upturn in the economy that we're in right now is both like the 2000, upturn and the 2008 upturn, and it could go either way. This could become a financial crisis because things get so overcooked, or it could just be hey, we got to blow off the top because we've got tulip mania, which is what happened in 2000. And so, we're more like the 2000 upturn, in my opinion, than the 2008. So hopefully gold does well here. But
Yeah, so I just looked up the numbers. Gold was down 8%,
yeah,
while the dot-com stocks were, Nasdaq was down 78%.
yeah,
And so it was definitely down, but it was definitely a good diversifier.
yeah, it was a bit of a parachute. Yep, yep, that's a good question.